Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome, gentlemen and ladies. We are going to start our lecture number 3. As we have discussed in previous lecture, we have started program management. We will be discussing program management, portfolio management, business analysis, and one project management, MS project management, and how to use MS project for project management, and then PMOs and stuff like that. So today we are going to talk on a very important topic, and that is program management, performance domains, and lifecycle, program lifecycle management. So before we start, let's have the summary of the previous lecture, what we have discussed. We have talked about the definition of the program, and we do know now that is a collection of projects, but related projects. And why this collection? So that we can manage them in that way, or to maximize the benefits. If we are managing projects separately, yes, we are able to manage them, but if we manage them as a group, we can have more benefits out of them. So this is the reason why we design programs. And then we had talked about program management, so the application of knowledge, tools, skills, and techniques to program components to get maximum benefit, program management. Then we had talked about program management benefits, and we are going to talk on that in upcoming lecture in good detail again. And then we had a very good discussion on project, program, and portfolios, how they interact with each other. So the organizations, they design portfolios, and they actually pursue the organizational strategy through portfolios. So the portfolio, they are made of the programs, the projects, and the operational work which has been run in the organization to get organizational goals and objectives and mission and vision to materialize those. And then programs, they are part of portfolios, and portfolio is a bigger umbrella, and we have programs underneath, and then projects, and programs are again a collection of related projects which are grouped to have better management. And then projects, unique endeavors undertaken to create temporary endeavors undertaken to create unique product, service, and result. And why these there are projects? Because there may be like programs, and then big programs, part of portfolios, and there may be isolated entities, projects. They may be large projects, so they must be managed separately from programs, or they may have some dimension which is not common in a group of projects we already have in a program, so they are actually left alone. So we had talked about relationship between project management, program management, and portfolio management, and in the last but not the least, we had discussed about the role and the responsibilities and competencies and skills needed for being a program manager. Few of important characteristics and skills were discussed the other day, and few were left for your reading through the slides and having understanding of all the competencies a program manager may have. So today we are going to talk on the lecture is divided in two parts, and one is program management performance domains, and the other one is program lifecycle management. So we start with program management performance domains. As you can see over there, there is something, you can identify something different among all these oranges, and that is apple. This gives you a collection of things, but something is different. Program management performance domains are complementary grouping of related areas of activity, concern, or function that uniquely characterized and differentiate the activities found in one performance domain from the others within the full scope of program management work. We need to actually do that program management. We need to apply our knowledge, tools, and skills on program activities and program components and program work, and then we will carry out few works. Those activities are grouped according to their specialty. Program managers actively carry out work within multiple program management performance domains during all program management phases. It is not like that if a program manager is working on one domain only, he or she may be working on different domains in a given time. We are going to have what those domains are. But the point is, over you can see that this program manager is, ideally everybody, is having two arms and hands, but this cartoon is showing that how we need to work while we are working as a program manager. So these are the domains, 5 of them, and you can see them. First of them is program strategy alignment. The organizations, they are there into existence for some reason, for some purpose, and they strive for getting those goals or objectives they have set. So while we will talk on this very topic in detail, but we should understand that if some component of work is done in an organization, that should be aligned with objectives, mission, goals, and vision of the organization. So if that program, whatever that success may be, if it's not aligned with the objectives of the organization or strategy of the organization, then that won't be called a success anymore. So then the second domain is program benefits management. The other day we had talked a little bit on that, but we are going to talk on that in good detail in upcoming lecture. But when we group projects, why we group projects in program, and the definition tells us the answer, and that is we group related projects to get more benefit, right? So if we are actually managing those projects individually, if we may not be able to exploit the full or maximum benefit, but if we manage them collectively in a group, we are able to have a good or maximum benefit out of that. Then we need to manage those benefits if they are immediate or if they are in collection. We need to consolidate on them, and we need to basically maximize them. So this is another very crucial part of program management. So if your program is not aligned with organization, bad thing. If you are not doing that benefit management, bad thing. Okay, the benefits must be there, but you want to capitalize on them, you want to maximize them. And then very, very, very important part, and that is program stakeholder engagement. Over there you can see one word, that is while we were discussing project management in previous course, PRM706, development and management of complex projects. Over there we had talked of project stakeholder management. But here we can see it is not program stakeholder management, but program stakeholder engagement. So we don't manage stakeholders, we manage their expectations through managing and through engaging them. Stakeholders, any individual or group or community or anybody, the program manager should be able to manage them, their expectations, and to keep them on the track. We will going to talk a little bit detail in this lecture, but we are going to talk on that in good detail in upcoming lecture. And then the fourth one is domain of program management is governance, program governance. As we had talked earlier, if we are managing a project, so project manager is leading the team, and then project management team is there, and then project team, they are actually working the job, and project manager is one who is actually dealing all the stuff over there. So similarly, and like we are having like 80 projects in a program, or like 5 projects in a program, so one person cannot do that. So we are in need of a team, and then standard operating procedures, and then rules and regulations and stuff like that, and have proper hierarchy, so that we can manage our program through proper governance. We are going to talk on that as well, but good detail will be in relevant lecture, which is upcoming lecture. And in the last but not the least, that is program lifecycle management. So as we are discussing all the domains on which the performance of the program is evaluated, one very important part is the actual job is lifecycle management. We need to manage the lifecycle of the program, and we need to understand what is lifecycle of program, and we need to evaluate, we need to keep an eye on that, and while we do understand now, we need to manage that thing in good. So we are going to talk this thing separately. As I have told you, this lecture is divided into 2 parts. In first part, we are going to talk on first 4 things, and program management performance domains, and then this thing, though is part of program management performance domains, will be discussed separately as well, so putting up some importance on that, because they are going to get discussed in upcoming lectures. So our focus will be to apprehend the basic concepts, and then we are going to talk on that in good detail. So how they interact with each other, I mean these domains. If a program manager is doing very good strategic alignment, he is actually doing very good thing. He is keeping all the work, all the projects, all the operations in alignment with the mission, vision, objective and goals of the organization, and the strategy thereof designed by the top management or the portfolio manager. So, and he is doing very good in benefit management, but he is not doing good in stakeholder engagement, and again he is good in governance. So now we can have very good idea, if you want to be a good program manager, you need to manage all of 5 domains discussed over there. So let's start understanding what program strategy alignment is. So the structure is very much there. We are having 5 domains on which we are going to evaluate the performance of our program, and then these 5 domains are being discussed over there. The first 4 will be discussed in briefly, and the 5th one will be discussed comprehensively in this today's session. Over there you can see, if I mark something over there, so this thing does not exist in isolation. This thing is having a relationship with that, and with that and that and that as well. So is the case with other features. So we need to manage them, all of them collectively while we are managing our program. Program strategy alignment. There will be a few buzzwords, and we are going to talk on this definition in a good detail. So while we are talking of strategy alignment, strategy has been designed, and that is designed by the organization, and they have set their strategic objectives, one of the strategic objective like making profit, or one of the strategic objective may be like getting to some financial health point, or some of the organization's strategic objective may be getting into 500 top organizations of the world in that specialty area and stuff like that. So that is not done by the program manager. That is done, though the program manager may contribute, may advise, may give his suggestion or her recommendations, but the point is they actually follow whatever the strategy has been conveyed. They will be having those strategies with them, and then what they need to do is they need to identify the opportunities and benefits, what opportunities they want to exploit, what benefits they want to achieve, and the organization's strategic objectives through program implementation. So this is our objective, and how do we get to that objective? What are the right means to go to that place? So if some of the project is not following that path, the program manager is recommending the closure of that project prematurely. And if some project is doing good, and one of the project manager, he's actually submitted some information, and through that information the program manager has evaluated that if we extend the scope of that project and we give extra resources to that project, that thing will help the project organization to prosper, and hence the objectives, strategic objectives, may be enhanced. In this fashion, he or she has identified the opportunity and probable benefit which may be maximized through implementing some program decisions. So all these things are done by the project manager. So this is all about program strategy alignment. And let's elaborate this concept more. As programs are designed to align with organization's strategy and ensure organizational benefits are realized. So if we need to evaluate our programs, so benefits are not being realized. So there may be benefits which are timely, and other benefits may be consolidated at the closure of the program. But still, the indicators should be designed, if the program is doing good, because the age of the program or the duration of the program is quite large, even for decades. So you cannot let that program manager say like, okay, I am going to be asked only after the closure of the program. But what if we haven't set some parameters or some indicators if the program is doing good as far as benefits are concerned? It is just like we introduced the milestone. And you know what milestone is? Yes, the project management people, they used to say like, this is something which is placed in work schedule. But originally the milestone is nothing else but a stone which is placed at the edge of the road. And what does it tell to you? That It tells how much kilometers are left for the destination place. Okay, if we are traveling from Islamabad to Lahore, and we do know that through motorway there are like 360 kilometers away. So if we get a milestone and over there it is written like Lahore is like 300 kilometers, and then we encounter another milestone and that states Lahore is like 100 kilometers away, and then another milestone like Lahore is like 20 kilometers away. So with every kilometer passed, you are approaching to your destination. So this thing gives you morale boost, and this thing actually gives you comfort. So if you have come across this experience of traveling on such road where no such milestones are placed, and I have my personal experiences as well on such roads, you get a bit, you feel discomfort over there. You are not that comfortable in such roads, though the roads are very good in shape and the condition is very good, the weather is very pleasant, and there is no traffic at all. So you are actually driving at your own will and at your own speed. There is no speed limits at such places. So, but then you are not comfortable because you don't know how much distance you have traveled. So, or how much distance you are left. Every time you need to see the meter of your car, if speedometer, like how much kilometer you've traveled. But what if you come across a stone and letting you know that how much kilometer you are left from your destination? It gives you comfort. So is the case with milestones of project management. Milestones which are placed in a program, in a project schedule, that actually does not gives you physically, but it gives you comfort. Your team gets a bit relaxed. So is the case with the programs. You need to set targets, so physical targets. The only difference between those milestones and such targets or programs, over there you don't get anything. You simply get relaxed. But for the programs, you need to set such physical results targets, So you are having two things over there, two benefits. One is you are getting the idea if where you are, and the second thing is like it gives the program management team and program manager and the top management giving a bit relaxation. Okay, we are on right direction. So if this is not there, the programs are not aligned to organization strategy, then the whole concept is not good. And the second point is, as any organization develops its strategy, there is typically an initiative evaluation. So we will be talking of this initiative word in detail. And selection process that helps the organization determine which initiative to approve, deny, or defer. So initiative, what do you know of initiative? What do you think of this word initiative? Just put a project and replacing this initiative. So as any organization develop its strategy, there is typically an project evaluation and selection process that helps the organization. So see, so whatever you are doing, if you are designing or developing a strategy for your organization, or you are actually choosing a project for your program or for your portfolio, you need to evaluate if that thing is going to contribute into larger picture of organization's vision, mission, objectives, and goals. So there should be some selection process on which criterion you will select, or you will defer, or you will not approve, and you will approve the proposal. So a decision-making body may issue a program mandate that defines the strategic objectives and benefits a particular program is expected to deliver. So while they are giving you the strategy, they also give you the mandate, like what is expected of you. Similarly, if, when we've started this class and this course, the first day we were discussing the outlines and stuff like that, and then what is expected of you, how will you be evaluated. So these parameters will be given by the top management in case of if they are designing a program. So while project managers lead and direct the work of their projects, it is the program manager's responsibility to ensure alignment of the individual plans. So we are going to talk on individual plans as well, with the program's goals and intended benefits in support of the achievement of the organization's strategy. So this is again the responsibility of the program. If somebody is designing, like they are creating WPS and they are following some method which is very much practical, but the methodology is not consistent with the organization's strategy, so what will the program manager should do? He should or she should intervene and don't let that project team to follow that. So so always you should make your decisions keeping this thing in view, the goals and intended benefits in support of achievement of the organization's strategy. This should remain the prime consideration while you are actually managing program, and this is the true sense of program strategy alignment. Okay, so the second domain on which program management is evaluated or should be evaluated is program benefit management. Over there you can see the people are actually working together, they are collecting pieces, and you can replace this word success with objectives. They want to reach those, and this bridge, they are creating this bridge to reach to that. So this effort of going there, that may be like, you know, working like piecemeal manner, or they could have some straight, you know, bridge and place it over there. But whatever the method they are following, whatever the way the benefits are being added into the organization, those should be managed properly. So what we need to do is we need to define, create, and then maximize, deliver, and sustain the benefits provided by the program. So why we define the benefits? If we don't define the benefits, what benefits we are going to exploit, or what benefits we are going to get, how can we get them? So we need to define clearly and objectively what are the benefits we are actually looking into. If we want our program to elevate the poverty in area of like 100,000 people, and they want to reduce the poverty level by some index, so they need to define that index, what is current index and what they are going to get out of it. And then again, you know, we can actually have incremental levels within those defined thing. And then we need to create, we will carry out all the means and activities and the projects and operations to get those benefits. And then we will try to capitalize on them. We need to maximize those, and then delivering, and at the end, not the least, sustaining the benefits provided by the program. The benefits should be sustainable. It is not like they are dissipated after we've got them. So this is the whole concept of program benefit management. Okay, so let's elaborate this concept a little bit more. Program benefits management includes all the processes to clarify the program's planned benefits and intended outcomes, and include processes for monitoring the program's ability to deliver against these benefits and outcomes. So all this concept is evaluated, we need to plan those. What are the planned benefits and what are the intended outcomes? If the benefits are there, then outcomes should be there. And then we need to identify all the processes which are warranted for monitoring the program's ability to deliver against these benefits and outcomes. If this program is capable of getting those ambitious or realistic targets we have set. So that's why reality check ahead is pasted over there. So how can we do that? How can we maximize on them? So we need to identify and assess the value and impact of program benefits. So we need to identify value and impact of program benefits. So first we need to assess the value and then impact, and hence we will get benefits. Monitor the interdependencies between the outputs being delivered by various projects within the program and how those outputs contribute overall to the program's benefits. Now this is a very tricky part. So if we are having like 60 projects, and let me oversimplify this through that example which I'm going to code. Let's say we were having like 60 projects and every project was supposed to give like 100 rupees profit, and total profit which we were actually having in our mind was like 60 times 100, and that is 6,000 rupees. So if one project is been delivering and that is 50% complete and that is giving you the profit of like 70 rupees, so now this project is going to give you the profit more than that which was actually planned, like 100 rupees, that is going beyond, and it seems. The other project which is being taken up is very much on track, and it is giving you the benefits which were actually intended, and then third project is which is kind of sick project, and 80% of the project has been completed, but the profit it has delivered is like 20 rupees. And for that example, you need to assume that we are having this pro rata thing in our mind, like the percentage of the project is actually directly proportional to the profit. So the more is the percentage, the more should be the profit. Anyways, so now one project is doing good, one is not doing good, the third one is 50%. But what if you withdraw resources from the project which is at par, which is 50% complete and which has given 50% benefits, and you want to exploit and capitalize or maximize on the project number 1, which is like 50% complete and giving you 70% benefits. So you want to capitalize on that project, and you want to, so taking resources from project number 2, that is 50-50, will make it vulnerable, and hence you may not get the maximum benefit. So you need to keep an eye on the dependencies of projects you are having in your program. So if you make some such decision, you take resources out of a very stable project, you may be vulnerable, and that may be a very bad decision you could have made. And analyze the potential impact of planned program changes on the expected benefits and outcomes. Assign responsibility and accountability for the realization of benefits provided by the program. So by the time you don't put somebody responsible or accountable, you are in great trouble. Align the expected benefits with the organization's goals and objectives. So like you were carrying out a project, and the project's basic mission was, or program's basic mission was to contribute to a portfolio, and the strategy was to eliminate or to elevate the poverty in a given area. And what your project team, one of your project team has said, like we have achieved, we have given sewing machine to people, poor people, poor women, and we have got like profit of 100%. Now this 100% profit is not strategic goal. That may be one very good benefit, but that is not strategic benefit, right? So you need to see if the poverty alleviation was carried out through that or not. So that is very important. Assign responsibility and accountability for the realization of benefits provided by the program and ensure that the benefits can be sustained. So it is not only you are actually fixing up the responsibilities and accountabilities, you need also to understand that the benefits should be realized and also should be sustainable. One very important dimension, the third one, is program stakeholder engagement. Capturing and understanding stakeholder needs, their interests, desires, expectations, and analyzing them, and the impact on the project, the effect on the program, and gaining and maintaining stakeholder support, managing stakeholder communications, and mitigating and channeling stakeholder resistance. So if you are doing that, you need to understand the stakeholders may be positive stakeholders, the stakeholders may be negative stakeholders, the stakeholders may be neutral stakeholders. So you need to manage their expectations, all three of them. So how do you manage the expectations of positive stakeholders? You want to enhance their support. You want them to influence the people who are negative against your program, and you want the negative people to be positive people. But if you cannot make them positive, at least make them neutral. And neutral people, you want to make them positive. If you cannot, you don't want them to be negative, right? So in this fashion, you are actually doing that stakeholder engagement. Stakeholders represents all those who will interact with the program, as well as those who will be affected by the implementation of the program. And stakeholders cannot be managed, only their expectations can be. So stakeholder engagement is often expressed as direct and indirect communication between the stakeholders. However, stakeholder engagement includes more than just communication. Stakeholder engagement at program level can be challenging. People have this tendency to resist change. And why this is challenging for stakeholders? Because stakeholders view the program benefits as a change, and they don't accept it. They want to resist it. And why? Because they have not directly requested it, and they have not participated in it, and they don't understand the necessity for it, and they are concerned with the effect of the change on them personally. So all these are few things which are actually leading them to have a belief that the change is not good for them, and we need to manage those. Then comes the fourth one, that is program governance, establishing processes and procedures for maintaining program management oversight and decision making, support for applicable policies and practices throughout the course of the program. So program governance covers the systems and methods by which a program and its strategy are defined, authorized, monitored, and supported by its sponsoring organization. And program governance refers to the practices and processes conducted by a sponsoring organization to ensure that its programs are managed effectively and consistently. So we are going to talk on that topic in relevant upcoming lecture. And how can we ensure effective program governance? Establishing clear, well-understood agreements as to how the sponsoring organization will oversee the program and the degree of autonomy that the program will be given in the pursuit of its goals. So ensuring that the goals of program remain aligned with the strategic vision, operation capabilities, and resource communication of the sponsoring organization. Endorsing and enabling the pursuits of program components, including projects, subprograms, and other program work. creating a venue for communication, program risks and uncertainties to the organization, and creating a venue for communicating and addressing issues that arise during the course of program performance, and conducting periodic organizational reviews of the progress of the program in delivering its expected benefits. All these are done through program governance, and these are few points which actually make program governance effective. So we are done with 4 domains, and that is alignment of strategy, and then benefit management, and then stakeholder engagement, and then governance for the programs. And now that is the 5th domain is program lifecycle management. Let's start this. It is just like the case while we were having like project lifecycle. So project lifecycle may be comprised of different phases. So is the case with program lifecycle, and we need to manage these things. So managing all of the program activities related to program definition, and the first thing is definition, program benefits delivery, and program closure. So these are 3 parameters on which we will manage life cycle of the program. So you can see all these, so they are kind of sequential, but most of the time they should be, but they are not. They may be in series, and the program benefits delivery, and then program closure, the 3rd one. Let's talk of them. Programs, first thing is programs are often implemented by using discrete and sometimes overlapping phases. These phases include, first thing is program definition, as I was telling you, like they may be in sequential or series, and overlapping. So most of the time they are actually being done in discrete manner, but and then there are times when they are overlapping. So the first phase is program definition. So program definition activities typically occur as the result of an organization's plan to fulfill strategic objectives or achieve a desired state within an organization's portfolio. So they have set some strategy, and they have a plan how to get that strategy. So they are going to launch a program. So this is high time a program may be defined in pursuits to get those strategic goals achieved. And then program benefits delivery. Throughout this iterative phase, and through that phase I mean program benefit delivery phase. This is a iterative phase. Program components are planned, integrated, managed to facilitate the delivery of intended program benefits. And then program closure, the programs are closed. The purpose of this phase is to execute a controlled closure of the program. The program may be closed prematurely, but you want to have a control whatever the scene may be. Okay, now let's discuss them individually. The first thing is program definition phase in program life cycle management. So in definition phase, the primary purpose of program definition phase is to elaborate the business case or strategic plan, objectives and expected program outcomes. You remember when we are actually doing the project management, and after appointing a project manager, we need to understand the business case for the project. So is the case with the program. So the business case is developed by the organization, and they also have a strategic plan, objectives. So we need to elaborate on those to design a program, and hence we will identify what are the expected outcomes through those programs or that program. So program definition generally falls into 2 distinct but overlapping subphases. So we need to we should keep one thing in mind. We are having like 5 performance domains, And then fifth one is program lifecycle management, and then first phase for lifecycle is program definition, and that phase is further subdivided into two things, and that is program formulation and program preparation. And very important thing is the program manager is selected and assigned during program formulation, the first of program definition phase. So first subphase of program definition phase is formulation, program formulation. So during program formulation, the sponsoring organization assigns a program sponsor to oversee the program, and this sponsor then actually defines a lot of things and selects a program manager. The sponsoring organization and the program manager then work closely together to secure project program financing, initiate studies and estimate of scope, resources and cost, develop an initial risk assessment, and develop a program charter and roadmap. So these are very important: charter, program charter and roadmap. As you know of project charter, the document which formally authorizes the project manager to commit the resources of the organization. So is the case with this program charter. And program preparation. In second subphase of program, that is program preparation. In program preparation, the program organization is defined, if like who is reporting to what and how many people will be included in team. The team is defined, and initial team is deployed then to develop the program management plan. Key activities in this subphase include establishing a governance structure, and then deploying the initial program organization and developing a program management plan. So this is the summary what we have discussed. So, and then the second phase of program life cycle is program benefits delivery phase. The work in this phase includes the program and components, component management plans. Component, you know that we had discussed the component definition in previous lecture, the projects, subprograms and something like that, covering cost management, scope management, schedule management, risk management, resource management, quality management and stuff like that. So all plans, they are needed, are developed at the component level, and this is called component level work, and integrated at the program level, integrative work to maintain alignment, program level work with the program direction to deliver the program benefits. So what we do is we take components, we plan them, and then we have plans, project management plans for like 10 projects or like operations management plan and stuff like that. And those plans are further divided into, you know, cost management plans and quality and stuff like that. And all these plans are actually and this effort, whatever we were doing was to developing project management plans, and then sub plans was as component work level. And then we integrate all of them, so integrative work, and then we see if the final product we are having is in alignment with the strategy of the organization or not. So this is program level work. So the program facilitates interactions with components to accomplish goal, manage changes and mitigate risks and issue in order to position for success. Each program component will iterate through the following component level subphases: component planning and authorization, like project charter and project management plan, component oversight and integration, like project monitoring and control, and component transition and closure. So we are going to talk on three in detail. So first thing is component planning and authorization. So component planning is performed throughout the duration of the program benefits delivery phase in response to events that require significant replanning or new component initiation request through changes. Each component has associated management plans. These may include a project management plan, transition plan, operation plan, maintenance plan, or other type of plan depending upon the type of work under consideration. So if we are discussing a project, then project management plan. If we are discussing some operations, operation management plan. Or if we are discussing the maintenance of existing systems, so maintenance plan. So all these are done in sub-phase of benefit delivery phase. The second sub-phase is component oversight and integration. In the context of programs, some components may produce benefits immediately, while other components are integrated with other before associated benefits may be realized. Without this step, individual components may produce deliverables. However, the benefits may not be realized without the coordinated delivery. So as we have talked that we are not only going for the tangible benefits, right? We are going for the strategic benefit as far as programs are concerned. Those benefits, individual project benefit, may contribute to the program level. But again, are those the intended benefits of the organization or not? So if that is not, hence we need to take care of them. So for that we are in need of oversighting and integration at program level of those components. And then component transition and closure. After program, components produce deliverables and coordinate the successful delivery of their products, services or results. Like one project was to construct a road. The road has been completed and has given to the client. They may be closed or transitioned into another organization and then closed. Like if we are running a construction company and we have constructed a road and we have given this road to the client, that is some agency. So transition addresses the need for ongoing activities such as product support. There may be contractual clause if we need to maintain that road for 1 year, something like that. Service management, change management, user engagement or customer support from a program component to an operational support function in order for the ongoing benefits to be achieved. So in this fashion, we are in need to have the third sub-phase of component transition and closure for maximizing the benefits. And then the third phase is program closure phase. The purpose of this phase is to execute a controlled closure of the program. This phase consists of two sub-phases, and that is program transition and program closeout. So program transition. Prior to program transition, the governance board is consulted to determine whether, and they check two things: the program has met all the desired benefits and all transition work was performed within the component transition. There is another program or sustaining activity that will oversee the ongoing benefits for which this program was chartered. So these two parameters will be checked. And then second sub-phase is program closeout. Once the sponsoring organization approves the program closure, numerous activities occur to formally close out the program. Okay, in the last, as much of terminologies used over there are familiar, must be familiar. You must be familiar with those. As far as program management lifecycle is concerned, we do take care of other processes which are being taken up by program management team. So the process definitions and terminology at the program level are very similar to the processes at project level. So they are important as well. We need to keep a good understanding of all these at program levels as well. So program communication management, we are having stakeholders, we are having different teams, the project managers, a few of them are very seniors, and then very high performing teams available, and then their stakeholders, the stakeholders for projects, and all of those stakeholders are being managed at project level, but then there must be, they should be, the program level hierarchy should give the project teams assistance and guidance how to manage them. Similarly, they need to communicate what is the strategic decisions of the top management to the project formations. For that, proper program communication management is needed, and this is done at program level. Then there is another thing, that is financial management, program financial management. This is about cost estimation, cost budget, establishing financial framework for programs and stuff like that. So while we are actually working on projects and we are having cost management and cost controlling mechanism on each project, we should have the same at program level, not with those details, but should be having something over there. And then we are having like integration. We cannot make decision without understanding the relationship between projects and the other work and the components, remaining components of the program. So whenever we are going to take a decision, we should consider the effect of that decision on remaining components of the programs. So this is done through integration. And then program procurement management. So the policies set by the top management should be adhered to. The rules and regulation adopted and passed by the top management should be adhered to at the project level. So if the projects people, they are actually procuring something, they should be considering the importance of those such things. Program quality management is another dimension which should be considered like at program level. As we do know that the quality is the thing which is not inspected in but built in. So all the processes should be improved, and there should be some system intact for the improvement in the processes and for oversighting and for helping the projects and components to deliver the best quality possible in given resources. And one very important thing, program resource management. Now this is very crucial at this level. So program, every project, they are demanding for the resources, and most of the time, or some of the time at least, they are competing for the resources. Now it is the job of the program manager and program management team to understand what are the benefits if they are actually assigning one resource to a team and the same resource is being demanded by another team or another project, but they are given that. So they should know the consequences and the benefits or stuff like that before they make their decisions. And then they should keep an eye on the resources availability and the usage of the resources on projects as well. So and then program risk management. While we had discussed risk management in previous course, you must know that there are two levels of risk: contingency reserves and management reserves. So contingency reserve is kept by the project manager, whereas at program level the remaining management reserve is kept by the program manager. So that is kept for unknown. So if the team has identified some risks, and they can only identify all the knowable risks, they cannot identify all the possible risks. So when they have identified all the knowable risks, and but that is not the end of the world, but then they carry out like iterative risk identification and emergent risk identification, and they've come across another risks they have identified during the currency of the project, and why they have identified those risks now while they've like completed 30% project, because the visibility has enhanced, the information level of information has enhanced. So that's why they can actually identify more risks. At this stage, as they have identified those risks, they should be, and they have decided that they will accept those risks. Let's say one of the response they have adopted is they will accept those risks. Then they have decided that they will accept those risks actively, and hence they want to plan the contingency. So then the program manager will have a reserve available with him or her, and he or she will give money to the project managers so that they can manage the risks, unknown unknowns, which have turned to be known unknowns now. So the contingency will be increased through that program management reserve. So in this fashion, program risk management is carried out. This is how they help the projects. Similarly, they should keep an eye within the program if what risks have arisen and how can they manage them. The risks are more considerate and more important than of projects, because the programs are larger in scope, cost and time and everything like that, and people are working in separate groups, geographic locations and stuff like that at different projects. So then this whole concept of program is inherited with the risks, so those should be managed. And then schedule management, very important. Time is very important dimension. So program schedule should be managed and along with the benefits and stuff like that. If they are not following the time, they may be outclassed by the competitors or stuff like that. So time management and hence schedule management. They are collecting the schedules and then they are comprehensively developing another schedule. Then one very important parameter is that is program scope management. They need to extend, shorten, keeping in view of the strategic goals they are following. They should be abandoning the projects, or they are recommending the abandon of the projects, or even closure of the prematurely termination of the projects as well to portfolio management. So all these processes are in combination with lifecycle processes actually support the whole lifecycle management for programs. So this is the last slide of today's lecture. Now let's summarize this lecture, what we have talked. We have talked of program management performance domains. There are 5 domains, and we have discussed them briefly over there, 4 of them. And then those domains will be discussed in upcoming lectures as well. And then we have discussed program lifecycle management in good detail. And then the role of supporting processes in program management, we have discussed them. So I hope we have learned this topic. In next 2 lectures, we are going to wrap this thing up, and then we are going to start other topic. The point is, these topics are advanced level topics. You need to give more time to these while you are studying and while you are, so I advise you to please apprehend and you see the videos, you come up with explanation by your own self and try to have more grasp on this advanced level thing. I say thank you and good luck.